No Rolex deal yet.
No, dang. Maybe soon. Joe, nice playing today. How would you describe that round? If you look at the scorecard, it's a bit of everything, bit of a mixed bag. How would you describe it?
Yeah, I mean, pretty crazy. Obviously, it doesn't have a very good feeling finishing like that, making 2 bogeys and a double on the back 9. But, I mean, it was so brutal out there the entire round. And, like, by the end of the day, the greens were, like, crusty. And, I mean, the wind just never let up. Like, literally all day, there was pretty much never an easy shot. So, I mean, still to get out of there and even par was great. But not a great feeling to obviously shoot 3 over on the back 9. But still, I'm in a good position and definitely happy with how I played.
Do you like the challenge of when it's difficult, like more difficult than it was yesterday? Do you like that?
I do. I think it, I feel like for me it works well because it just kind of keeps you on your toes all day. Like, you know you can't slip at all because you're going to make doubles, like, as soon as you make a bad swing. So I do like it. And I think it's nice to have a challenge like that where it's not quite like a shootout or birdie fest and you kind of got to grind and, like, pars are good. And I do like that style of golf for sure. I think it sets up pretty well for me.
You've been in contention a little bit the last 3 or 4 weeks. What have you learned while being in the mix?
Yeah, honestly, I've been surprised that, like, it really feels the same as being in the mix in any other tournament. Obviously, I haven't quite, like, been in the mix other than Puerto Rico on a Sunday or on the weekend in, like, one of these bigger events. So that might be a little bit still, like, just a learning curve for me to work through that, hopefully this week and then in the future. But I've learned a lot. I mean, Puerto Rico was great to kind of just feel like, you know, you feel the same things that I felt like coming down the stretch in a Corn Ferry event or even trying to win in college or whatever. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully it's more of the same. Obviously, the stakes are much higher out here, but the pressure you feel is kind of the same. So I feel like it's nice to just know that it's like you're going to be feeling the same stuff, like you're going to be nervous. And I've had to work through plenty of those nervous moments before, so...
Eagle out there, I'm assuming that might be the highlight or the best moment out there. Can you just walk us through that?
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, I was trying to hit it about 20 feet below that hole, and I hit it way too hard, and I was thinking, like, just don't fly the screen to that back pin, and it landed in a perfect spot, and, like, I mean, just a miracle for that thing to go in. I mean, it was such a steal to make 2 on a hole that I was definitely trying to make 4 on, so that one felt pretty good for sure.
How long does it take for you to calm down after something like that?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, the next tee shot, you're still kind of heart racing a little bit. It's not quite the same as like a hole-in-one, but it still was like a little bit of a rush. And there weren't too many people out watching me, so we didn't have quite like a crazy roar or anything that might have changed that. But I was fairly calm by the next hole.
And finally, what do you look forward to the most tomorrow?
I think just the challenge. I know it's going to be really hard out there, and I mean, there's so many guys on the board right there. So, like, you know, you got to really bring it on every shot. And I think just for me, like, at this age playing out here, like, any kind of experience I can get is a huge bonus. And, like, being in the mix on the weekend out here is going to be just, like, great learning regardless of how it goes. So I'm looking forward to that.
I said one more, but I've got another one. Being a lefty, I see Akshay's up there as well on the leaderboard. Is there something about this course that might favor a left-hander?
I'm not sure. This course, like, you really got to hit, like, every shot. And it's just so hard around the greens. And then with, like, swirling crosswinds and the way the pins are out there and, like, all the slopes around the greens, like, I don't know if it necessarily favors one shape more than the other. Like, you really got to kind of do it all, but hopefully it sets up good for the lefties on the weekend.
All right. Appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joe.
I have one more thing to ask you.